First, the Oprah. The Oprah was on the BBC a couple days ago. On Wednesday in the UK, the arts editor Will Gompertz was interviewing media mogul the Oprah. And the arts editor Will Gompertz said, has it ever crossed your mind that some of the treatment of Obama and the challenges that he faced and the reporting he's received is because he's an African-American, and if it wasn't an African-American, if he was a white guy, he wouldn't have had to go through any of this?
Just the level of disrespect when the senator yelled out, "You're a liar." Remember that? Yeah, I think that there's a level of disrespect for the office that occurs, and that occurs in some cases and maybe even many cases because he's African-American. There's no question about that. And it's the kind of thing that nobody ever says, but everybody's thinking it.
Then how the hell did you become who you are? Why hasn't anybody in your audience, Oprah, ever said, you lie? Because you have. It wasn't a senator, Oprah. It was a congressman by the name of Joe Wilson, and he was right. Obama was lying. My God, Oprah. You know, these people, I got to be really careful because I know Oprah is a goddess to a lot of people, but my goodness, folks. Well, I don't know, but these people are not nearly as smart as they think they are, and they don't know nearly what they think they know. They are embarrassingly ignorant. It wasn't a senator, it was a congressman, and it's not because he was black. It's because he was lying, Oprah. He's lying now. He just told the biggest presidential whopper in history. And he's trying to cover his rear end for it with telling other lies. But Oprah, if black people in this country are so mistreated and so disrespected, how in the name of Sam Hill did you happen? Would somebody explain that to me? I mean, if there is a level of disrespect simply because he's black, then how, Oprah, have you managed to become the, at one time, most popular and certainly wealthiest television personality? How does that happen? And she doesn't own this. There's another smug, arrogant know-it-all on MSNBC. Which one they all are? Yes. No, it's this guy that runs around, calls himself Touré. This little guy, Touré. Now, again, there are so many of these young, hip media types these days who just think they're the cat's meow, and they think they're the smartest and the brightest, and they don't know anything either. On yesterday's edition of something called The Cycle, is that about women's periods? Well, it's MSNBC. What would it be about? The Cycle? They're constantly over there, so. Well, anyway, it says a Touré guy was on something called The Cycle on MSNBC, and he suggested, are you ready for this? He suggested the reason red state Democrats were supporting the Mary Landrieu Obamacare bill was because their states had been gerrymandered. Do you, Snerdley, stop and think now what you just heard him say? Well, you heard me quote him. Red state Democrat senators supporting Senator Landrieu's Obamacare bill to let people keep their health insurance was because their states were gerrymandered. Here's the full quote. Let's just look at the members who are supporting this Landrieu bill. Mary Landrieu from a red state, Senator Kay Hagan from a red state, Joe Manchin from a red state, Senator Pryor from a red state, Mark Begich from a red state. You notice anything? We see red state Democrats dealing with the challenge of living and governing in a gerrymandered world where sometimes they have to deal with what the folks on the right want, with very low support on the Republican side for this, but what the folks on the right want. No. Wait. No. That's the thing. A Senate race, a senator is voted on by everybody in the state. There is no gerrymandering in a Senate race or for a senator, because the only thing that ever gets gerrymandered, or gerrymandered if you want to be precise about it, is House districts. It is House districts that are redrawn, sometimes by virtue of gerrymandering, to assign certain population groups to certain parties as payoff. And out here, without gerrymandering, however you wish to pronounce it, without that, there might not even be a congressional black Caucasians group. If there weren't gerrymandering, there wouldn't be enough to have a quorum. And so this guy hasn't the slightest idea, but he's so old. This guy is so much smarter than you are. You know, we are all idiots. We're neophytes. And he's out there talking about Senate seats that exist because of gerrymandering. It's not even applicable. You cannot gerrymander a state. You can only gerrymander congressional districts. This is Civics 101, big time fail.